Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Tarot Tea Time. Hi, Penny. So, funny story. I thought that I had planned ahead and I was going to just skate past any Mercury retrograde type of situation. Wouldn't you know, you guys, I went live on the live stream that's actually going to be scheduled for tomorrow during the eclipse. So, I was live on the eclipse live stream. What can you do? Mercury retrograde got me. That is too funny. But how are you guys? Hello, Penny. I hope you're doing well. What's up? How's everybody's weekend? Any Mercury retrograde effects yet? Or how's everybody doing? And are you guys excited for the eclipse? I am doing a live stream tomorrow during the eclipse. Just kind of a general like manifesting with wishes. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the history of eclipses. It'll be fun, chit chat. So if anybody can, I know it's during the middle of the day, but if anybody wants to join, we'll be chit-chatting about the eclipse. But okay, let me see. Hey, Sage Moon, how's it going? And if you guys hear any sounds, of course, it's a little Sunny over here chewing his bone. Little Sunny update, he's doing really well, you guys. Man, is he healing and becoming just like a dog. I don't know if you guys kind of remember when we first got him, he was so skinny and his hair was like this really coarse feeling hair. He was like kind of scared of everything except for me. And dang, he is thriving. He's like my little shadow, but he's healthy now. His hair is shiny. He's got meat on his bones, and he's just over here chewing his bone like a happy little dog. So we're doing great over here. Babaloo's ready for the tea. Whoop whoop. All right. Lawyer Moog dogs. Poor Lawyer Moog. Lawyer Moog's whole life has turned into dogs because of me. I love you, sweetheart. Okay, Sage Moon says, I'm super excited for the eclipse. I am excited too. Ready to welcome some new changes. Yes. Can't wait for tomorrow's live. I can't wait either, you guys. I thought, what better than to really just lean into the energy? Everybody's like talking about it and talking about it. And I'm like, let's like manifest during, because that's when the energy is just the most powerful. So I'm excited too. Wait, okay. Doing good. How are you? We're doing good. Thank you. Okay, guys, shall we dive into the tea? There's a lot of tea. And you know what? This tea is very much eclipse season, like the middle of the eclipses tea. So we talked about it a little bit on the podcast episode with Camila Regina, but during like the transit where we're kind of in between these two eclipses, we've already experienced kind of like a closing down of one energy or a closing of one chapter, and we're kind of like waiting for the new chapter to begin. Plus, we have the Mercury retrograde, so that makes it just a little bit more prominent. But during that time, I was already kind of expecting some celebrity gossip news to be reminiscent of the past. And we have a lot of that. It's a lot of like breakups or blasts from the past or like the finishing to a story that already began quite a while ago, like Brad and Angelina, Sasha Baron Cohen and his wife, Isla Fisher, getting divorced after, I believe, 13 years, or was it I think it was 13 years. So we have a lot of like just periods at the end of a sentence. So these tarot tea readings are a little bit, they have that energy, but it's still interesting. We're still gonna, sip our tea and do a little hot goss. So we'll get into it. Oh, you guys are just the sweetest. We got some good vibes flowing here. I know we're going to be manifesting great things with that new moon solar eclipse. So, as we clear out the old, celebrities, of course, doing the same. Let's start with, where should we start? I have so many good ones today. Oh my God. It's hard to pick. Okay, we'll start with something like relatively, we'll kind of build up. So the Sasha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher, they are divorcing after 13 years of marriage. That is very sad, right? But, you know, we are going to approach this with the energy of them closing out a chapter of their lives. 13 years is a success, regardless, things don't have to last forever, right? Reason, season, or lifetime, but they're closing that chapter. So it's interesting to me that this happened at the same time as the Rebel Wilson book that came out. And Us Weekly did a story basically saying that it has nothing to do with Rebel Wilson's book. That may be the case. I'm sorry. I think the timing is strange. I want to do a tarot tea reading to see if Rebel Wilson's accusations against Sacha Baron Cohen and his inappropriate behavior on set had anything to do with Isla Fisher's or with their divorce. I'm just very curious. I think it's also interesting that they brought that up. Why would they file for divorce right now of all times after 13 years of marriage if it didn't have anything to do with that book? So anyway, it's a little messy, but we'll get into it. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Melissa. Oh my God, you and Lily Rue are there. Say hi to sweet Lily Rue. She's sleeping, yes. But of course, the princess has to sleep. Always found him a bit odd. For sure, Gigi. I agree. He's drinking his water. He's having a snack. Sorry, guys, if you hear him. Okay. Let's see. I think he's odd too. But I didn't know that he was like this. You know what I mean? Like complete sleaze. I just thought he was kind of an oddball. So let's see generally what is the energy around just the reasoning for the divorce with Isla Fisher and Sacha Baron Cohen. Let's just see what comes through here. The devil card. Guys, you can't make this up. This is basically passions run amok. This is Mars energy. This is also kind of what we've been talking about with karma. The devil card, this is all about like this person's eating their cheesecake. They got little devil horns on. I mean, the association of the devil card, of course, is like mischief. And in this context, when we're asking about divorce, it's like doing things that you know are wrong, but you're just doing them because you want to. Um, Dang, like the cheesecake here is a symbol of taking a bite of something that you find delicious, but maybe you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? So someone just kind of giving into their indulgences. I'm going to say this is definitely Sacha Baron Cohen. And I don't care what the Us Weekly article said, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I believe Rebel Wilson's book 1000% had everything to do with this divorce. I think that this was a situation where this devil card energy was going on behind the scenes for a long time. I just got goosebumps, so confirmation. And basically, this book just confirmed some suspicions that Isla Fisher had. Also, just the red kind of makes you think of her with her red hair, her beautiful fiery red hair. She finally, I think, got the confirmation that she needed to walk away. So, as difficult as it is, I would say Rebel Wilson's book was probably good because it helped her to find clarity and to expose Sacha Baron Cohen for his dirty deeds. I mean, it's all coming out now, you guys. We got Pluto and Aquarius. We've got the eclipse season. I mean, it is what it is. The karma's rebalancing. What do you guys think? Giving into desire, Sageman says 1000%. Lawyer Moog, devil horns, four little devils. Yeah, not the devil. I know, right? Don't they have a kid? Penny, do they have a kid? I don't know. Oh my gosh, Leora Luciano's here. Hi, Leora. Oh my gosh, you guys remember I had her on VZN TV. She's fabulous. Excited for the tea, drinking a ginger tea tonight. Okay, Leora. Okay. You Aries queen. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so it all started with that devil card, the exposure. So let's just pull a couple cards about Rebel Wilson. I just want to see what comes through when it comes to her book. Was there any higher purpose? A lot of the time when things happen around the eclipses, it is for a higher purpose that's going to move us forward, right? So it's all positive, but it can be difficult. So let's just see what energy comes through. Oh my gosh. Okay, the cards are flipping, guys. I'm going to take them all because 'tis the eclipse season. The energy is wild. Let's just take them. Okay. Oh, here's what we have. It's a whole story. So, with Rebel Wilson and her book and the timing of it all, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is a disappointment when it comes to your career. So, this would basically say that Rebel Wilson has gone through some disappointments, and this is her way of, having a cathartic release around those experiences. And that makes a lot of sense. She definitely is a huge star, but in her book, she disclosed all of the things that she went through, the difficulties that she had, and this is her time to speak up. So that makes sense. The eclipses, especially during Aries season, and we have Mercury retrograde, this is a time when our courage, our ability to speak up, especially about things of the past, is really enhanced. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Eight of Pentacles, working, hard work. I do think that this is Rebel Wilson's way to have a comeback. She's hoping that by exposing these things that she went through and by being a little bit of a different version of herself, letting people get to know the real her, she's going to have a comeback that has to do with this 8 of pentacles energy. 8 is all about abundance, power. She really wants to be back on top. And this is kind of her attempt at, that comeback energy. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And then we have the magician reversed. I don't think that it's going to go as well as she thought, just for whatever reason. Um, I don't want to touch that too much, you guys. We're just going to do general because we got a lot of stories to get through. But that's interesting that it's not going to go as well as she was expecting for whatever reason, as far as her comeback goes. And Knight of Swords, this is when we speak, the swords are all about the way we think, the way we communicate. The Knight is somewhat immature. So I think that there are certain things in the book that maybe I don't know, maybe she is communicating in a way that is Knight of Swords. I haven't read the book. If you guys have read the book, please let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you guys get a Knight of Swords energy, which is kind of like rash and headstrong? This is an energy of, I don't really care what happens. I'm just going to like ride into battle. And this is like fighting words. You know what I mean? And again, good for her for speaking her truth. But there's something about some of the things in the book. I'm not talking about the Sasha Baron Cohen thing anymore, but there's something about other things in the book that I think may have a negative impact. Certain things that she shared that maybe aren't going to resonate in the way that she was expecting. Very interesting. I'll have to check out the book to see. And then we have this Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is basically just talking about not having a victory. And I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I think overall, she was hoping that this book, like I said, was going to put her in 8 of Pentacles energy, that comeback. I don't think that it will. I think that it has a different purpose. Maybe it's to empower other people around their stories. Maybe it's to help her get on a new path because eclipse season will do that for you. Maybe she's going to go down the road of becoming an activist or a philanthropist. So her story is taking a turn, but this is all happening for a purpose, but not the victory that she was expecting when it comes to Hollywood. And I would be interested to hear like what her motivation is, what she's said in interviews. Very interesting. But we're going to leave it there because we have other stories, like I said, but definitely when it comes to Sacha Baron Cohen and his divorce after 13 years, unfortunately, the devil card doesn't get more self explanatory than that, right? Just things being exposed, him being reckless and giving into temptation when, he should have been at home with his wife. He should have been having some morals. You know what I mean? Okay. Yikes, guys. I'm going to have a little sip of my tea and see what you guys are saying. Penny, they have 3 kids. That is so sad. You know what, though? If they aren't happy, I will say maybe getting a divorce will actually be better for the children in the long run because if their parents can be happier separately, that's better than 2 people who are miserable. Hi, Natalie. How's it going? Gigi said, we're only into 4 months of this year and it's been giving so much. Guys, it's been giving so much. We are in an 8 universal year in numerology. We've talked about that around here, and it is a power year. This is a year where all of us are called on to look at our personal power, the way that we wield personal power, and Aries season is also associated with that energy. So for sure, we came in hot with this year, and it's gonna stay hot, guys. Oh my God! Hey, Melissa, new member, welcome. That's so exciting. Okay, Leora says, I don't know much about her, but her IG post was very mature. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up and check it out. Thank you, Leora, for sharing that. See, again, sometimes it's about letting things go with love, and especially during a Mercury retrograde, and you're rethinking things. The next podcast episode that's coming out, I talk about that. So we'll get into that more, but I definitely think that this is for like the highest good of all, even though it's sad. We're gonna send everybody love and healing, especially Rebel Wilson, especially Isla, and Sasha Baron Cohen. You can fend for yourself. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully everybody learns from their mistakes. Okay. Lawyer Moog says, my parents had 3 of us, and the divorce was absolutely the best thing they could have done. Michael, that's beautiful. Exactly. Same thing with my parents. So Sometimes it's for the best for there to be peace. All right, let's move on to another non-peaceful situation. Guys, I'm telling you, the tea gets hotter and hotter today. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Now, I don't want to talk too much about what the tabloids have discussed because it is so it's just bad, guys. It's really bad. We're not going to read on like the domestic abuse or anything like that. If you guys haven't heard about it, basically, it's come back out, Mercury retrograde, that we are kind of just circling back to those allegations of domestic abuse, where people are saying that Brad Pitt had been doing that to Angelina Jolie and then turned on the children when they had that infamous airplane incident when the plane had to land, it was grounded, and that kind of started everything. That's what we heard. Like, that's when we first heard about it, but, new reports have come out that that was actually going on for a long time. They're also in a bitter, bitter battle over their winery, Miraval. It's that really, really fancy wine that, like, you'll see it at a nice restaurant. I had no idea that that was, like, partially owned by them, but it is. So, again, it just keeps going and going. But let's see what is going on between the two of them. I'm just going to try to see what the cards have to say. A lot of people have been talking about this for many years. Gwyneth Paltrow came out and talked about this was around like the Me Too movement, the boom that we had. And she actually talked about how Brad Pitt really stood up for her against Harvey Weinstein. He has a lot of people vouching for him, and Angelina has a lot of people vouching for her. Again, this tea is messy. It's eclipse season, so we're just gonna do it. And I got a lot of DMs and requests to do this reading, so we are gonna push through it. But I'm just gonna let you know I'm already bracing myself. Okay, so let's just see past, present, future. What went on between Angelina and Brad? Let's just see the overall breakdown of the relationship. Okay, let's see. What are you guys saying? Melissa, my parents divorced when I was 10 months old, so I had no idea how things were or could have been, so maybe for the best. Yeah. Oh, Melissa. Well, it's always hard, right, when you go through that with your family, but I think that we have to frame it that way, right? For our own like mental health, our own sanity, and just to be as positive as we can about those things. But I'm sending you a big hug, Melissa, because it's always hard. It's never easy. Same with me, but I have one girl, Penny says. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Penny says I'm tired of her. Woo. You guys kill me. Okay. Let's see what went on. Past, present, future. So in the past, and we all know what happened with the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Can you imagine how Jennifer Aniston must be feeling like she dodged a huge bullet? See, again, that's why everything happens for a reason, especially during eclipse season. We're rerouted, and it may take 20 years, but you'll be like, oh, okay, now I get why that happened. That's what Jennifer Aniston's telling herself right now. All right. So in the past, when Brad and Angelina first got together, what was the energy? What was the glue? What pulled these two together? Ooh, the Hierophant in reverse, a lesson that both needed to learn. Yikes. So in the upright, guys, this is okay. Here we go. In the upright, the Hierophant is a very positive lesson. It's also a marriage card. This talks about learning beautiful lessons together, being on a soul growth journey. Like, I really like this card, especially when you're talking about a relationship, because it is about a higher spiritual lesson that you're learning together in a positive way in the upright. Okay, reverse, this is more karmic. And again, allegedly entertainment purposes only here because this is heavy stuff. But this is karmic. This is a karmic connection. We've heard about karmic relationships. This is one, and this is a huge indicator. So when they first got together, they were both, I would say, in a place where they needed to learn certain ego lessons. And a lot of the time, when there's like cheating involved and all of that, everything that was in the tabloids, um, it's because like egos kind of run amok, right? So they both needed to learn some really tough lessons. So it was super karmic, which also makes sense why this has been dragging on and on and on and has gotten so ugly. I mean, when did they file for divorce? Like 2011? I feel like it was so long ago. Okay. So definitely they came together for a karmic purpose. So already was going to be a rocky road. To Penny. And then Lawyer Moog from way downtown. Bang. That's his favorite movie line. Gigi says, I don't know. For some reason, I find it hard to side with Angie. Always found her rather manipulative. I feel like Gigi, I feel that way too. Like, is it just like two people who kind of, as Michael and I like to say, loser on loser crime? I know that sounds horrible, but it's like when one bad person does something bad to another bad person, you're like, okay, maybe it was just like a karmic thing. Like y'all just had to kind of go through that. I know what you mean though. I don't feel like, yeah, let's just I'm gonna let the cards do the talking. Okay. So that was in the past. What about in the present? What about in the present? What is the energy between Brad and Angie in the present? Obviously, it's not going to be great, but let's just see what comes through here. Ooh, Eight of Swords. Yep, yep. A prison of your own making. So when it comes to needing to settle a dispute, this is a terrible card, guys. We can't sugarcoat it. This is a terrible card. Eight of Swords, this is all about things that we create for ourselves. Now, I like to compare this to the Nine of Swords anytime I get this card because the Nine of Swords is like, this is a legitimate stressful situation. Like, Nine of Swords energy is, something bad happened in your life and you're needing to figure it out. So you have sleepless nights. Like, it's a legitimate source of stress. The Eight of Swords is like being locked into a disagreement when in reality, all you need to do is like reframe it or maybe let your ego down a little bit. Like maybe come to a place of kindness to get there. This is like being very stubborn to where you're gridlocked and there's so much stress here that it feels like a mental prison. But this is all something that can be undone. As you can see, this person on this card, they have a blindfold on, but their hands are free. All they would have to do is just untie the blindfold. And the swords obviously are all about communication and thinking. So this is communication that is cutting. This is thinking that is sharp, very black and white thinking. This is tough. Yeah. This is bad, guys. So for a karmic relationship where they are in a gridlock because neither can like get out of their own way, basically. Neither one, and this is part of their lesson. Wow. Okay. Dang. What about the future? What's coming next for them? Leora, not loser on loser crime, right? I mean, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Oh my God. Melissa says it seemed like it was a lot of lust, though, in the beginning with them. Totally. Melissa, a karmic relationship will definitely use that. It's like a magnet. You're drawn together so that you can learn these lessons. But a lot of time that's why people who are in karmic relationships, it's really hard to get out of. It's like back and forth and it's a whole thing. Okay. So the present, that's where they are now. Not great, obviously. Will they find a resolution? What is coming for them in the next 6 months? Like, come on. After this eclipse, I really think that after the eclipse tomorrow, that is when a new opening happens. So if they're going to find resolution, hopefully it will be within these next 6 months. This is a time when everybody's going to be moving forward in a positive way. So let's just see what comes through for them. Judgment in reverse. Guys, how long could this go on? Okay, the Judgment card, it's like, Judgment Day, the end of a cycle, coming to an agreement. The Judgment card can also be associated with the courts and the court system. In reverse, it's like they still haven't reached a judgment within 6 months. I mean, what's the longest a divorce has ever gone on? Like, they could be going for the record. I do not see that this is going to come to a conclusion within 6 months. I thought it was winding down, though. Thought I saw an article that came out earlier this month that said it was winding down. Or last month, I mean. Very strange. Let's see any clarity on that. Oh, we're going to take, okay, 2 cards. We're just going to take them both. Oh, okay, not the 8 of Pentacles again. Power. And then 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Here is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is what's coming through. There is going to be some sort of judgment, but I don't think that it's going to be the one that both parties are wanting, which makes sense, right? It's hard for both people to be satisfied when there is some sort of agreement. Not sure if they're going to be able to reach a settlement, but whatever happens in the next 6 months, this has to do with obviously Eight of Pentacles, money and power. Eight is about power. And we have a female card sitting on their suitcase with pentacles at their feet, looking disappointed in the outcome. So this is Angelina Jolie being disappointed with the outcome. So I don't know. I mean, there are so many layers to this story, but I just am getting disappointment from her when it comes to the money and power that she is seeking from this arrangement. And I'm going to leave it there because there are like children involved and allegations of SA. But whatever does end up happening, judgment in the courts, yeah, she's not going to be happy and it won't be the outcome that she was expecting. Maybe she's not going to get the half of the winery that she wanted or, something about money and power. It's not going to go well for her. Ugh. Well, we all need a shower after that. Yuck. Okay. Let's reset and do something lighthearted like Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. My God, what do you guys think about all that? That was crazy. Mm-mm-mm. It's very dark. Like, the energy is very icky. Like, when I say, like, I feel like I need a shower after that, I do. It's like, ugh. But, hey, it's their lesson. They're moving through it. Hopefully, they get their soul lessons out of it and they don't have to repeat any of that. But, all right. So, next up, we have Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. We actually watched Wonka the other night, and I loved it. Was it a little cheesy? Yes, but I loved it. I was like, this is just heartwarming and precious. So, it made me like him more. And I don't know, even though obviously he's an actor, it was just nice to see like a softer, like sweet side. He plays that character really well. So I like to think, as someone who also has acted in the past, that you have to access that part of you. So I think it's in there. I think he does have that sweetness in there. So I'm rooting for him. And Kylie, I don't know. I feel like she can be nice, like back on the show when she was a kid. I remember she would be sweet at moments. She also is a complicated public figure. So let's just kind of see what's going on with them. There were multiple rumors flying that first they broke up, then that they are about to have a baby. Okay, let's just see. According to Dumois, the baby rumors have been debunked. But I don't know. Let's just see what comes through for them. What's going on between Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner? Gigi says this eclipse will be hitting his Mercury, Moon, and Venus in Capricorn. Oh my God, Gigi, a new beginning. Honestly, that would be big time pregnancy energy. A new beginning when it comes to your Mercury, the way you think, Moon, which is motherhood, females in your life, and Venus, love. Capricorn is all about stability. And like creating an empire. Gigi, thank you for that info. Okay. That's profound for him. So this is a make it or break it time for Timothée with the eclipse activating those placements. Very interesting. Okay. So let's see. What is the energy right now between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet? Three of Wands. Excited and planning and looking to the future. All right. Everybody who said that they were broken up, I do not think so. Wow. Looking to the future and planning. And we have the wands there. If you're here, you know what I mean. She's think with the wands. Wow, I'm really surprised. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be that straightforward. Okay, good for them. Let's see what else. Gigi says Brad's placement. Oh, Brad Pitt. I was like, who's Brad? Okay. Well, then scratch that about Timothée Chalamet. Thank you, Gigi, for clarifying. Okay, well then Mercury, Moon, and Venus and Cap. That would explain then why she might end up being disappointed. Because if he's having a new beginning, solar eclipse energy is a positive solar eclipse. That would be a new beginning in the way he thinks, females in his life, and Venus, his love. Okay. That makes sense. Excuse me. All right. You will, Melissa. You will have new beginnings. Things have been quite challenging. Ugh, I'm sorry. I hear you. I feel like, there's just been a lot going on, especially with the retrograde, especially with just the way this year kind of started out. So I am just hoping for healing and positive new beginnings for everybody. Melissa, I believe you are definitely going to have some. I'm sorry it's been challenging though. Okay. Three of Wands. What else do we have for Timothée and Kylie? I'm going to pull a card for Kylie, how she feels right now about him. What's her vibe? Temperance. Ooh, she's been very balanced in this connection. I feel like we got this for her the last time we did the reading when we were talking about why she didn't walk the red carpet with him. She's been in this temperance mode, and this is all about balance. This is about not getting carried away. It's kind of like playing it cool. You know what I mean? So definitely she feels like he's a catch. She's on her best behavior. That's what this temperance card is. She's really trying to show him like her best self. Um, Interesting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So she is like all in. Like she's really mindful of the way that she operates with him. I think that she's different in this relationship and different with him than she's been in any other relationship. Wow, I just got goosebumps. So, okay, yeah, confirmation on that. Okay, good for her. What about him? How does Timothy Chalamet feel towards Kylie in the connection right now? Ooh, okay, Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is very interesting. So the Queen of Swords, I don't like to get that card ever in a love reading, because this is a card that comes through a lot of the time when a woman has been hurt in the past. And the good thing about this Queen of Swords energy, it's like live and learn, right? So when it comes to love, this would represent someone who's been hurt in the past and who now is great with their boundaries, who is able to draw those boundaries, is able to communicate what they want. This is like someone who's really in their power and isn't going to backslide. They're not going to put up with any BS. In reverse, I don't like that. This is like he kind of sees her as a pushover. And I really hate to say that again, allegedly for entertainment purposes. He really sees her as kind of a pushover. I don't like that. And especially because we have her acting as the temperance energy. Definitely like on her best behavior. And then he sees that in her. It's like he sees her as a little bit disempowered. I don't like that. I don't like to get a power dynamic in a connection. We want to get like the cups cards. We want to get the four of wands. Like we want to get the queen of cups. We want to get like loving, beautiful, emotional energies. And this is more about like her having to be someone she's not and him almost like being okay with that or seeing her as a little disempowered and being okay with her like following along. I don't like that. Okay, interesting. Let's do past, present, future on them just to see. What a dynamic. Okay. For Kylie and Timothy, Sage Moon says, I'm just speechless on Brad and Angie. They seem so in love. It's sad to see what's transpired over the years. I agree, Sage Moon. It really is. It really is sad to see. And, when a connection starts off the way that theirs did, which was so like hot and heavy, he left his wife. I mean, it came through in a way where like they had to be together in order for it to even like just not look like they were cheating and being, like bad people. And I feel like when things start off like that with all the drama, it's rare that it's something other than a karmic connection. Like I really just feel like your husband is not married to someone else right now, basically. So when all that's going on, it's like, I don't know, it gets into karmic territory, at least for me. But I know it is sad. It's really sad. I agree. Okay. Ooh, interesting point, Sage Moon. Sage Moon says maybe Timothy thinks that she's a pushover when it comes to her family. Like they have a lot of power for what she does. That's very interesting. I could see that. Not a disempowered Leo, Gigi says. That is dangerous. Yeah, you do not want a Leo to ever be disempowered. That is not who they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be shining like the sun. Okay, past, present, future for Timothy and Kylie. So when they first got together, what was the energy that drew them together? Guys, why is the 8 of Pentacles everywhere right now? Um, it's like all these couples are on the same wavelength, which, not great, honestly. 8 of Pentacles, power and money. Okay, just gonna leave that there. Not gonna elaborate. That is very self-explanatory. Okay, so there was something about both of them picked up on a vibe from the other that money and power, like their status could be enhanced by being with the other. Not to say they weren't also interested in each other, but this was very present for both of them. This was very much on both of their minds. He felt like they have a lot of money. She's a billionaire. Like that could be good for me. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know. He liked something about her thinking she was powerful. And then she liked that he was like an A-list movie star. She's been dressing different also since they got together, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That was the past. What about the present? Ooh, okay. Guys, this is just like I knew the readings were gonna be like this, but like, yeah, okay. Page of Wands in the reverse. So there was a passionate new beginning when they first got together. And in the reverse, this is talking about how like the freshness is kind of starting to wear off. I mean, I hate to say it because you really do want to see people like work out, but there's something about this fresh energy, this excitement of like something new, something different. In the present, yeah, it's kind of wearing off, even though they are thinking about the future still, which is strange. But this would definitely indicate some doubts have been popping up in the present moment, at least. All right. What about the future? Are they going to work through these? What's going on? 10 of Swords. Dang. Okay. Well, we all know what this card is. This is a breakup. So, and this is really sad, honestly, because I feel like just from reading these cards, at least Kylie seems very, very into him. The Temperance card, her kind of trying to mold herself, which I don't think is good. I think that you should be with somebody who loves you for you, right? Isn't that what we all want? So again, life lessons. We learn them throughout our relationships. And it just seems like she's doing a little too much temperance, a little too much, molding of herself to kind of try to fit the image or the idea that he thinks or that she thinks that he wants her to be. It's like a lot of mental gymnastics there. And then him seeing her as like disempowered, that doesn't really work. They both need to feel like they can be empowered in the connection. And it's leading up to this 10 of Swords, this breakup card. So, I wish it were different. But yeah, this is an ending of sorts. So yuck. There's, when when the tarot tea just gives you the 10 of Swords, it's like there's really no elaboration there needed. You can't do a clarifier on that. So sad. What do you guys think? I wonder what attracted them to each other. Hmm. Same jujitsu. Good question. Let's see. Mm. Sage Moon says, why do we get the feeling that she's super into him and he's kind of turned off at times because you're very intuitive, Sage Moon. Sage Moon. We know your intuition's always spot on. Okay, confirmation from Sage Moon. Let's see why was Kylie attracted to Timothée? They do seem very different. And I have my theories, but I also am curious to see what the cards say. Why was Kylie Jenner attracted to Timothée? Very different from her usual type. 8 of Wands. Okay. Now this is a lot of passion. Okay. Passion, passion, passion. Um, Honestly, attraction. Even though he is not like her, he doesn't look like the people that she's dated before, but there was something about him that she's very attracted to. I do believe her Venus is in Virgo. I'm 99% sure her Venus is in Virgo. And if I'm remembering correctly, just for example, the Wonka movie. Like, I have a Virgo sun, and what I said about Wonka was that, like, he had this innocence and sweetness that you could see come through, him playing that character. And he also just kind of has that even in like PR interviews when he's promoting his films. Like, he seems kind of like this, like, goofy, bashful, Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very different. It's very sweet. Virgos love sweet people. Virgos, especially if you have your Venus in Virgo, because that's what you're attracted to in love, like that is very much on point with what someone with Venus and Virgo would want. Like, so I think that maybe she was previously dating people who weren't her type, and he actually is her type. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So very okay, that I'm not gonna take that. A card flipped over, but I'm not gonna take it. Just so you guys know, though, it was the 8 of cups in reverse, but I don't wanna take it because that's just really confirmation that, like, yeah, it's not gonna be what they thought it was gonna be, which is so sad. Okay, what attracted Timothy to Kylie? Gigi says, "Oh, and he's a Virgo rising, so her Venus is in his first house." Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's double check that really quick. Does she have Venus in Virgo? Because that would definitely confirm our theories here. We need the elevator music. Sometimes you just have to know. Yes, Kylie's Venus is in practical earth sign Virgo. Those with Virgo Venus are known for being dependable and practical in love. They're selfless, that temperance card, often going out of their way to care for their partners. And they're attracted to that Virgo energy, which is like healing, innocent, sweet. Virgo is like the sixth house, the maiden. So there is this like, I just can't describe it any other way, but like just purity and sweetness. Oh my gosh. And that is his rising. So not only is she physically attracted to him, when she has that her Venus sign conjunct his rising, like he is her ideal type. Also, the way that he acts is in alignment with her ideal type. Oh my gosh. Wow, that makes so much sense. She's very into him. And then I think that he's really into her when it comes to getting to know each other better. But it's a little bit more under the surface for him. So let's perfect time to pull a card. Why was that's wild. Thank you so much for confirming that, Gigi. Holy smokes. Why was it Timothée Chalamet drawn to Kylie Jenner? I mean, a lot of people thought they were like an odd couple, you know? But again, you got to look at the birth charts. Maybe they're just the right match here. Okay. Why was Timothée Chalamet attracted to Kylie Jenner? Okay, here we go. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm going to need a clarifier on that one. So that can mean a couple things. This is getting complicated under the surface. Okay. Oh. Six of Wands in the reverse. A lot of reverse cards. Best. Okay, this is the best friend card in the reverse. Okay, I need one more clarifier. This is really like it's kind of complicated, honestly, why he's was attracted to her. But the Venus sign's a little bit hidden. I mean, it takes a couple days for that to come out, typically. Okay, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so this is more about how she makes him feel, right? Which is typical. A lot of the time we can fall in love with someone for the way that they make us feel, the version of us that they bring out. That's one way to really build a strong connection. So when he was around her, this is really like inner stuff. It's not even really as physical as you might think. When he was around her, especially in the beginning, he felt like he didn't need to be someone that he isn't. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the upright, it's like a lot of emphasis on money and power and like fame and like, I mean, it's like needing to really be the best. And I think that that's something that he feels all the time in his industry, being in the spotlight. I think there's a lot of internal pressure that he puts on himself. I would really be interested to look at his birth chart, but he's felt that way for a long time. Around her, for the first time, he didn't feel like he needed to do that. And I think it's because she has this Venus in Virgo, which is his rising sign. So it's like she really does just appreciate him for the way that he shows up. Your rising sign is just like how you operate in the world. It's just you. You don't really have to do anything to make it different. So he just felt understood and seen and like he could relax. Then we have this Six of Wands in reverse. This is about like friendship, someone who's there for you. again, as I just read about Kylie's Venus and Virgo people will usually be the giver in a relationship. I think in the past, he felt like he had to give a lot in his relationships, which is, normal. But I think that he felt like he was receiving a lot from her, like a lot of love, a lot of support, which is very much in alignment with that first card. And so this friendship card, like, yes, I think he showed up for her as a friend, but he really felt like this is someone who's always going to be there for me if I want them to. There's like this comfort level that he had with her immediately. And in the reverse, this is talking about her like being an even better friend to him than he was to her. It was almost like disarming. Like, oh wow, like it just kind of clicked, it kind of fit. He just felt like right. And then we have this Knight of Pentacles also in reverse. Okay, Timothée Chalamet, like, come on, dude. He also liked the fact that he didn't need to pursue her as much. She was really willing to pursue him, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This Knight of Pentacles card is like my knight in shining armor. It's very like traditional energy of like a guy, bringing you gifts, opening the door for you, showing you off. He felt like she was kind of courting him in a way, and he liked that. So, where's his Venus sign? Oh my god. Um, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Um, I don't love this, but then again, it's like it's very complicated. Like I like certain parts of it. Like I like the fact that her Venus sign is his rising side. Like astrologically, I like it, but the way that it's coming through in the cards, it's almost like he can be more low effort. And that was, like, attractive, which I don't think that's, like, very sustainable, which, could explain those 10 of swords. Definitely a reason, a season, or a lifetime type of relationship. I think this is a season for both of them, and I think they're both getting something out of it, whatever that may be. So, good for them, but based on this reading, for everybody who, like, did this request, I would say that this is not going to last. Hate to say it, but, they'll find the right person. They both will have a lot of people lined up, but that's the charity on that. Okay, who did we have next, and what did you guys have to say? Oh, Gigi says his birth chart is fascinating. So many Capricorn fifth house placements, LOL. Okay, literally, you guys, I should have just said it. But I was thinking Capricorn when I saw the Ace of Pentacles in reverse because Capricorn people, they feel like they have to be the Ace of Pentacles all the time. Capricorn is all about being the boss. They feel like they have to achieve in order to be loved. That can be like the shadow side of Capricorn energy. So for him, that makes a lot of sense that for the first time, he felt like maybe I don't need to do that. And it was very like soothing, I think, for him. That's very interesting. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. With Virgo rising, he's very like, it's kind of like what you see is what you get. Okay. What's with the reverse energy, Tim? LOL. It's giving low effort. How old is Timothy Chalamet? It's also giving young because I think that I don't think he's going to always feel that way. Um, Low effort is not usually best, especially with dudes. In my humble opinion, I have seen that men typically like to show up and work for affection, and there's like this exchange of energy that I think is like healthy. So it's kind of giving immature vibes. All right, speaking of immature vibes, have you guys heard have you guys heard about Kristin Cavallari dating Mark Estes, one of the Montana boys, and how they've been talking about having a baby? Now, on the red carpet at the CMT Awards earlier tonight, he was asked by a reporter if, that was true or like if he's really thinking of having a baby. And he laughed and then he was kind of like, yeah, like, yeah, we've talked about it. Like, I don't know. I do wanna do a reading on this. Again, before I get into it, like, good for her for being happy, good for him, if it makes you guys happy, that's amazing, but it's just kind of fascinating, right? It's just a fascinating couple because of the age gap, because of the maturity gap. I did, oh gosh, I'm dropping my cards. Okay. I did watch the Let's Be Honest, Kristen Cavallari's podcast, the episode where she interviewed Mark and his friends, and it came off as like just really different levels of maturity. And I think that she's like 37 and he's like 20 something, like 24. I think it's 24. Couldn't be me. Like, I can't imagine having a lot in common with a 24-year-old, but no judgment. Let's just let the tarot tea do the talking. Allegedly for entertainment purposes. All right, what are you guys saying? My Venus is in Scorpio. Oh my God, mine too, Melissa. He's 28, I believe. Okay. And in Hollywood, 28 is like 18 for a dude, in my opinion. You're a Virgo rising too. Oh my God, Melissa, no wonder we get along. Virgo sun and Virgo rising are always friends. I love that. Melissa, you're good people. Oh my God, yes, about the Kristin Cavallari thing. I think Kristin is stunted, to be honest, so it works. Ooh, interesting, Sage Moon. Hot take. Okay, I could see that. All right, so let's just pull a card when it comes to intention. Let's start there. Okay, I just want to get straight to it. What are his intentions for being in the relationship with her? We're going to be a little messy because people have speculated that he's like using her or whatever, which he's like very TikTok famous. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to that. Let's just see though. What are his intentions? It also seemed like on the podcast, she was trying to get out of him, like if he was serious or if he was like an F boy. And it just was like very weird and like immature. I'm like, wouldn't you talk to your significant other about that? Not try to get it from a podcast? Okay. What are his intentions? King of Swords. Ooh, he's a thinker. Okay, I wonder I wonder what his birth chart looks like. Penny says I think he's hot. Okay, well, Penny votes yes. Oh, Penny, I love you. Okay, so you're making me laugh. Okay, so King of Swords, I would be interested to see if he's like got a lot of air signs in his chart. Like this is a card associated with like Libra, Aquarius. But this is also a thinking card. And when it comes to a relationship, again, I hate to see swords, you guys. This is very sharp. This is someone who is mentally sharp. This is someone who is thinking things through and not feeling things through. So if I didn't know this couple, I was just doing this reading cold, I would say the guy is, I mean, it sounds so cliche, but allegedly for entertainment purposes, the guy is calculated or there's something that he's doing this for a reason. Not saying he's not into her. I think he really is, but there's something more to the connection besides just love. The King of Swords is thinking about things, someone who's having to really think, someone who has a motive. Let's get a clarifier on that. Melissa says Kristin was hitting on Travis Kelce hard when she interviewed him on her podcast. I watched that too, Melissa, and I was cringing. Oh my God, Melissa, thank you for bringing that up. What was it that she said something to him and he literally just like ignored it, skipped it, and like went to something else. And I was just like, oh God, like, why didn't she cut that out of her podcast? I would have cut it out. I would have been like, we're gonna have to edit that out, guys. Dang. And I think that was right around the time when it wasn't like the week before Taylor and Travis like came out with their relationship. So obviously he was like in a relationship, but it was secret. And so she's over there like hitting on him and he's like with Taylor Swift. Oh, I would die. I would just die. So embarrassing. Okay. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. All right. Mark Estes. Melissa, thank you for reminding me of that horrible occurrence. Hey, can't blame a girl for trying though. She's a Capricorn, so she'll put it out there. She's got boss energy. Okay. King of Swords. Let's get some clarity on Mark Estes and his intentions. Also, I thought it was interesting that he wasn't walking the carpet with Kristin. I'm just saying, if they're that serious, they're talking about having a baby. Did she even go? I did check her Instagram, no posts about it. So I don't know. Okay, let's see. Want to be sure they're really mixed up here. Okay. Guys, it's worse. It's literally, this is so bad. When the tarot tea is on the nose, 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. 5 of Pentacles, this is about money and finances. This is being left out in the cold when it comes to career and opportunities. And There are things that he is trying to achieve. King of guys, this is so bad. All alleged for entertainment purposes. This is so bad though. So to get these two together, this is someone who is trying to think and plan their way out of either this is already going on or there's a fear of this happening. And this Five of Pentacles energy, this is really like, let's say you get laid off from a job, you'd be in this energy. Let's say you are struggling to pay your bills, you'd be in this energy. Um, it's just feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you aren't able to make it, like you're really struggling. This is with Pentacles. So, it's a tough energy to be in. I got a lot of empathy for that. But to connect that with a relationship, it's definitely whoever was like talking about how I don't know if it was a source that said that they thought that he had those intentions of just kind of wanting to get ahead or if it was just speculation. Unfortunately, based on this reading, there's an element of that. I think that he sees her as stable. She does have like a stable home. She's a mother. She has money. Again, I hate to say like this sounds so icky to say because honestly, I'm sure there's other, there's a connection there. I don't want to be like too shady, but there's a huge age difference and there's a little bit of feeling like he feels like he needs someone that he can lean on at this point in his life and he sees her as that person. So according to the tarot T, that is on his mind. I need a sip after that. This is getting intense. Oh my god. Okay, what are you guys saying? Gigi says I just googled him. He's not. Babalu says for media exposure. Totally, totally for media exposure. And then I guess in an even more real way, like being able to go over to her house to eat dinner. If like you're feeling, if he's struggling, if he just paid his rent and he maybe spent some money on a trip to the CMAs and like, a lot of these influencers, they make, like, money in these chunks, and it's not like it's a salaried job. I don't know how well he does on TikTok, but there maybe are times where there's a little bit of a gap and he's waiting for a check or, like, something could be going on like that. And being able to, like, go to her house or hang out with her, it really takes away that stress. It's like, okay. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Sage Moon says, "Oh my god, can you imagine the moment when she found out that he was dating Taylor Swift?" Oh, I mean, like, how could you like, oh my god. Yeah, Sage Moon, no, I cannot. That is so embarrassing. Melissa, she kept asking such weird questions about what he likes in a girl. Yes, you're so right, Melissa. And various scenarios. Yes, very awkward. He was so shutting her down. Yeah, and like you would think after like the first shutdown, she'd like, okay, let's just change it. Let's talk about his podcast. Let's talk about, other things. Oh, wait, now I remember what it was. When she was talking about how she had a huge crush on him, that was when he shut her down, and it was so obvious and so embarrassing. She was like, "Yeah, like your show Catching Kelce, like I had a huge crush on you." And she's like giggling. That's what I would have cut out. If it were my podcast, I'm like, cut that shit out right now. Oh my God. Okay. Moving on. That's so embarrassing. And he just ignored it like she never said it. Good for him though. Way to be loyal. Okay. We love to see it. Let's and then Taylor's probably like, "What the hell?" Okay. So that's what's going on with him. Let's see Kristin. I think we know her motivations. I think Penny's already been very helpful with with exposing her motivations. But let's just see what comes through in the cards. Like where she's at, why she would do this. I'm just curious to see what the tarot is. The tarot T is on it. All right. You'd think she'd get the hint. I know, Melissa. Okay. Why is Kristin Cavallari pursuing this with Mark Estes? And at the point, I mean, it's not just like she wants to date him though, because now she's talking about having a baby with him. That's where you're losing me. What's her motivation? Ooh, Seven of Wands in the reverse. So much reverse energy. Seven of Wands, this is competition. Oh, this makes so much sense. Okay. And in the reverse, this is shutting out the competition. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Dang, the tarot tea is coming in hot tonight. Um, Seven of Wands in the upright, this is like someone who's very in demand, okay? And if you look at this person, there's this one person and they're standing there and the wands, that's all about passion. And it's like all of these people are like trying to get at this person. Like, this would be like thirsting in the DMs. I'm going to say that she looks at him as this type of energy. She sees him as having a lot of women who would love to date him. He just moved to Nashville. I learned that on the podcast where she interviewed him and I was cringing. Um, so she sees this as like, okay, he's got people beating down his door. Her motivation for wanting to not only date him, but have a baby with him, which is like, okay, is to not trap him. I don't want to say that. That's a strong word. But the motivation for wanting to have a baby with him so soon, people have been asking. Like, I saw some of the comments on, the CMT interview, like on Instagram, people were like, why after 3 months? Why so soon? It's because of this. She thinks that if she has a baby with him, then it'll shut out all of these other people who are trying to get with him. And this is all fueled by passion, because there's 7 of Wands energy leading with the Wands. She is very into him. Okay, let's get a clarifier there just to see if there's any other layers because this happened quickly. I know, right, Penny? Yeah. Let's see why. Like, why it's such a strong. I mean, you can be interested in someone without having to like be like, okay, I'm so into this person that I want to shut everybody else out. I mean, and I have a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio Venus, and I don't even get this. Let's see. Penny, she said she would have a kid. Yep. Gigi, wait, how long have they been dating? Guys, I think it's been like someone commented on Instagram that it was like 3 months, but it seems like it has not been long. Oh, wait. Penny says they talked over the phone at the end of the year and they went out in February, March, April. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Any other information about why she feels so dang passionate about him? Why this strong? Kristin's motivation. Oh, 10 of Wands in the reverse. I'm just gonna accept it. All the reverse, all the cards gonna be like reverse tonight. This is a burden. In the reverse, she feels that he would ease a certain burden. That's very interesting. 10 of Wands is a burden. I mean, if you look at this card, this person's carrying all these sticks on her back. Passion. Okay. Again, it's all the cards for her about passion. But there's something about him that she feels would ease the burden in her life. Let's see, what is that? Like why? I need more I need more clarity. It's like diving into the psychology. Allegedly for entertainment purposes, of course. Why? 9 of Wands. This is worry. Okay. 9 of Wands is like you're sitting and waiting and you're thinking. 9 of Wands, though, it can definitely be about worry. I mean, this person's thinking, they've got this look on their face, like they don't really know what's coming next. 9 in numerology is associated with endings, the ending of a cycle. Okay, this makes sense. So I feel like she's been in this period of her life. And again, no judgment. I mean, who hasn't been, we've all been through it all, like just gonna send her love before I even go into this. Um, because this does make sense on some level, she feels like she's at the end of one phase of her life and she's been in that place for a while and it's like she doesn't really know what's coming next, what the future holds. And I would say this has been giving her a lot of worry and anxiety. And that can have to do with a lot of things, having been married for a long time, then being by yourself and having kids and being out of the phase where, she's probably not wanting to party all the time. And maybe she's afraid of ending up alone, like, or being alone for a long time. Things like that. It's like a lot of worries, a lot of fears. And 9 can be, like I said, associated with like endings, fears of things ending, general anxiety. 9 can just be kind of an anxious number. Worried about the fact that maybe you're not going to feel passionate again because 9s are passion. So it's just like a lot of worries. And then, I mean, literally, guys, every card for her is about wands. Every card is about passion. She has a real desire for passion in her life right now. And she also feels the burden of like it's like a psychological burden. Dang, this is heavy. It's like it's light, but then it's heavy. You know what I mean? Like there are certain things about being with him, I think because he is younger and it kind of takes her mind off of this feeling of 10 of wands of like a burden, kind of like an existential crisis type thing. But being with him makes her feel like all of that goes away. So she doesn't want to lose that. So she wants to lock that down. There's an energy that he brings into her life that has just lit her up. The wands. That's actually kind of like making me sad. Okay. So she's feeling like that. He's planning and plotting and he has his own fears, but for him it's more material. Okay, interesting. So let's just do a past, present, future and see how this may unfold given the way they both currently feel and like how they're operating with each other right now. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying before I draw those. She's probably using those baby AI generators, Melissa says. You know it, Melissa. You know it. Penny says, she said all the other men that she dated, she had to compete. Oh, interesting. She said she doesn't have to compete with him and that he is not competitive. Interesting. It's like he wants to be nurtured. You know what I mean? Okay. Very interesting, Penny. But then she has to be okay with, like, wearing the pants in this connection, I think. Maybe she is. I mean, she's a Capricorn, like, maybe she literally just would love that. Gigi says, "So he makes her feel younger." Yeah, I guess so, like, the passion yeah, he makes her feel younger and I think takes away a lot of the fears that come with, you know, just getting older and thinking about what your future may hold. I think that, yeah, she's just in kind of a place where he makes her, like, forget about that. Maybe she starts to kind of channel her younger carefree energy that she had, like, on Laguna Beach and all that. She really seemed like she was back in, like, that kind of little kid energy when she was interviewing them. If you guys haven't seen it yet, check out her Let's Be Honest podcast where she interviews the Montana boys. You'll be like, "What is going on?" Like, it's definitely like she went back in time to her, like, high school self. Okay. Let's just see past, present, future for these 2. Let's see what's gonna unfold for Mark Estes and Kristin Cavallari. Let's see here. All right. When they first met in the past, which was I guess in February. What? Sorry, I'm being snarky. It's just it's just kind of funny. Okay. What drew them together? What was the energy of the past when they first connected? Stop it, you guys. When the tarot tea is just like telling it like it is. 6 of cups. Look at that card. They are just like in love. 6 of cups is also associated with a past life love connection. Whether or not it is a past life love, there's a feeling like you've known this person in a past life. There was like a soul recognition feeling. Very passionate. 6 of cups, especially if that's like the first meeting energy, it's like feels like it's right. They're in the love haze. Okay. That makes so much sense. So that was when I first met. What about now? Also, I think that if things keep happening where, like, for example, again, I don't know, maybe it'll come out tomorrow that she was on the red carpet and she just wasn't posing like with him because he was with the Montana boys, which I don't even get what that is. Like, do you want to be the Montana boys like everywhere? Or isn't that just like a TikTok thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like couldn't he just be himself? I don't know. I guess I don't get how that's all working. But instead of, even if she was there, she wasn't posing with him. Like, could this start to create some tension? Do you know what I mean? Like, could she start to feel like he's not showing up? Um, is he prioritizing his career over his connection? 5 of Pentacles. And again, I know it's early, but like if they're talking about having a kid, I don't know. Things are just going through my mind right now. I'm gonna stop talking and let's see what the energy is for the current vibe. Because I think that would be weird. If you're like dating someone seriously and they go on a red carpet and they don't even like bring you. I don't know. I think that's weird. Current energy. Ugh. 8 of Wands. Things are moving quickly, which we already know that. We've been saying that, but yeah, things are moving quickly. Things are moving quickly. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's coming in the future. It's just like a baby. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Gigi says Capricorn Sun, Aries Moon, Cancer Rising. She's complex. Wow, Gigi, very complex. Oh my goodness. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. Thank you, Gigi, for that. Interesting. That's a major combination. There's like softness on the outside, very nurturing, but then deep down, there's an energy that I could see her definitely being okay with wearing the pants. Okay, what about the future? Seven of Cups choices. Yikes. Okay, let's get a clarifier on that Seven of Cups. Gigi said the eclipses are definitely hitting her. So midlife crisis sounds about right. I also feel like the Seven of Cups, Gigi could be like when I say future, like definitely that would include like anything after today. So like the eclipse energy, all of that. Seven of Cups typically isn't great when you're talking about love and relationships, unless it's I don't know. Let me get a clarifier. It really could go either way. So let's see what the context is here. Three of Pentacles. Okay, I need another clarifier. Oh gosh. Is that the Montana boys? It's three of them working together. Oh my god, you guys. Hold on, I gotta get another clarifier. This is too much. Okay, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. All right. Yikes. Okay. Just to recap where we've been. It started off with a lot of passion, of course. When they first met, it felt like, wow, I feel like I've known you my whole life. A lot of attraction, all of that definitely explains why things have been going so fast because it was Six of Cups off to the races. It's still going fast. Eight of Wands. This is like going really, really quickly. But things up in the air, like maybe without a direction, but things are moving forward. It's kind of like things are trying to fall into place, but we don't know like where it's going to land yet. But there's this energy from both of them that like they want to move forward based on whatever motives, they have. And then we have this but there is some love there on his part, by the way, also because of that Six of Cups. So it's not just that, but there is other motivation. There is some financial stuff, there's some complex energy. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is this is, I think, trying to decide where they're going to land. We have that Eight of Wands moving quickly, but this is like, well, what's going to come next? So in the future, they're going to be thinking about that. I think they already are thinking about that, but like they're going to have to make some decisions. And we have this Three of Pentacles, which I'm going to say this is the Montana boys, and I am dying that this is them because who would have thought the Montana boys would come through in my Golden Girls deck as Dorothy, Rose, and Blanche? Like, I can't take it. This is too funny. Yeah, I'm dying laughing. Okay, I'm laughing on the inside. So this is working together. Sorry. This is working together though. And then we have this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which is having feeling like there is this potential to make all of this money, but it's in reverse. So it's like there's a struggle to make money and to be successful. So the Montana boys, I would say this might not be something that's like long term. I also think that this is but I think this is like where he's at in his life. He's a child basically. So when you're that age, you are probably thinking about things like, do I, you know, hang out with the Montana boys or do I go and build a family with my girlfriend? So it's like this is a lot of pressure for someone his age. But there's a fear that the Montana boys have and whatever their management is, whatever they're doing together, that this connection with her is going to be lead to a Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So I think that even though he sees her as bringing him more stability, I don't think that other people around him see that. I think other people might think of her as like the Yoko Ono, who famously was part of the breakdown of the Beatles. So it's like, except this is the Montana boys. So I just think that, yeah, he's going to have to make some serious decisions about his career versus being with her, because I think that for whatever reason, it's like this split personality type of thing. He's, like, trying to figure out who he is, which is why we have that 7 of cups. And then I just happened to pick up the star card. I was trying to pick up the other card, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it because it's weird that this came through, by accident. This is about fame, and so I think that at the end of the day, what's most important to him at this point in his life is the star card energy, which is fame. He really wants to experience this. This is I would be interested to see his birth chart. Does he have a lot of Leo? Like, there's something going on with him though, where he really wants to experience this star card energy. And I think that a big factor in whether or not he'll stay in the connection does have to do with, is this going to boost his star power or is it going to take away from that? Because whether or not he's going to admit that, regardless of what he's saying in the interviews or to her or on the podcast with her, he definitely is unsure because he's trying to gauge whether or not it's going to add to his life or take away from his life. And I think he's at a point, age wise, where I think, like, isn't your brain's not even fully developed till 25. So I don't even blame him for this. He's still very young, but it's like that's going to be the deciding factor for him. I don't think that he's going to choose love over his career at this point in his life. Whoa, that was a lot. Oh my God. What do you guys think? I need another little sip of my wine with all this going on. Dang, that is some wild energy. Kristen's very messy, Sageman says. I think she is too. I think she's extremely messy. Oh my God, Penny says she's going next month to meet his family. What, Penny? Who are your sources? I'm kidding. Penny, are you serious? Okay. I think that his family obviously is going to be looking out for his best interests. And I think his family is probably part of the group that is like, you sure you know what you're doing here? Like, I don't really, this isn't what we had in mind when you moved to Nashville. Like, I think there's going to be some tough times ahead. And I definitely think the 7 of cups is him needing to make that decision. And I think he's got a lot of people in his ear. And I think he's young. And I think she knows that, which is why she's trying to get him to have a baby with her. And we basically just got more like craziness coming through. It's a lot. Apparently, he was born October 9th, Libra. Ooh, okay, he's a 9 energy. I like that. And a Libra. Libra is all about relationships and love, but definitely an F boy until they're ready to settle down. I can see why he's torn then, because Libras are associated with partnership, but not only are they about partnership with their love life, they also take their business partners seriously. And I think he probably is feeling allegiance with that 3 of Pentacles, allegiance to his group that he moved to Nashville with, the Montana boys. This is so funny every time I say that. Makes me laugh, but also allegiance to her because Libras, when they commit, they really do commit. They're very serious. Michael, he's a Libra sun, and I love Libras. They're amazing. They're really good partners. Oh, dang. So Travis Kelce's a Libra. Mm, this is wild. I really would not be surprised if it went to where he had a baby. I also wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. If he just joined the Montana boys. I think that this is going to be something that he's weighing out, which is why I think we just got all of that in the reading. We didn't really get a definitive answer because I think that an answer has not been, I don't think there's been a choice made. I think that he's still deciding. I think she knows what she wants, but I think he's still deciding, basically. Wild. Okay. Sage Moon says if it ends badly, we'll hear about it, which can impact his career. 100% Sage Moon. 100%. I totally think she'll talk about it. Also, 9 energy people, though. 10, 9, 9, 10, 9. Thank you, Penny. So I was born on the 9th, and 9 energy people tend to go through a lot of like life lessons that are like spiritual, and they can, if he hasn't gone through anything yet, I don't know. I don't know. He's very young. I feel like this could end up being a lesson for him. Okay. If that birthday is correct, Gigi says he has his moon in Libra, Venus in Virgo, North Node in Leo. North Node in Leo is the need to be famous, the star card. And it's part of his destiny then, North Node. Guys, why do I want to do their synastry so bad now? Thank you, Gigi, for telling me that. Oh my God. I wonder if Kristen has any Virgo placements. I feel like she doesn't. She has a lot of Capricorn, but if he has this North Node in Leo, that makes so much sense. He has to pursue that, or else he'll never be happy. That's why the star card. Wow. Okay. Amazing confirmation. Okay, let's see. Gata says, remember the drama Kristen had with the guys of Summer House drama? Oh, Craig and Austin. She loves the drama. Oh my gosh. That's got to thank you for bringing that up. That's giving the immature energy we were kind of talking about earlier, like kind of stunted. That makes sense. Okay, I forgot about all of that. Yeah, she was like partying with those guys, and it was like the old Laguna Beach days. Okay, which I used to love that show so much. Oh my God. And I loved her so much. Okay. I mean, she's very entertaining. Gata says, can you do an update on Travis and Taylor? Yes, let's do that. Okay, let's end on Travis and Taylor because I think they're doing great. We'll end on a positivity note. I forgot that I was going to try to do that with every reading. I think last reading was just too messy, but we'll end on a positivity note to, just put the good vibes out there. Babalu says he will also have to take into, oh yeah, the stepdad role, more commitment. That's a huge commitment. At that age, if he really does have a North Node in Leo, I'm gonna say don't do it. Do not do it. He will regret it in like a year. Oh my God. Venus and Virgo, Moon and Libra, Libra Sun and Libra Moon. That's like a lot of partnership energy, the desire to really be a partner. That could be someone who does marry young. I mean, people do that. Some people marry their high school sweethearts. This is so confusing. Yeah, he has a lot to think through. Okay. Well, sending them the best. I hope that everybody gets what it is that they need for their happiness. Okay. Ending on a Taylor and Travis T reading. Let's just see how are they doing. Of course, we've seen photos of them vacationing on the beach. They seem so happy. Travis took the time off, or not time off. I mean, he's had time off, but he decided to go out there and be with her. That was a really big deal. I think that, like, definitely that shows his level of commitment. He could be anywhere. They've both been spending time like in LA, different places. Obviously, they're very mobile. They can afford to fly anywhere they want, but it's really great that he has been making the commitment to spend a lot of time with her and all of that while she's traveling. I think that's amazing. So let's just see how they're doing. What is the energy between Taylor and Travis right now? Oh, ooh, I'm glad this is in the reverse. Holy smokes. Okay, 9 of swords in the reverse. Now, what's interesting about this card is that when I did a reading on them a while back, when we were talking about like what would happen next once Taylor started like traveling and, touring in Europe, like what was going to happen, what was the future going to hold. I did get some 9 of swords energy, I believe, with that reading. And it was about like fear of like, how's this gonna work? Like, is it gonna work? And I think the fear was more on Taylor's part. Like, is he gonna show up? Stuff like that. The 9 of swords in the reverse. This is about overcoming anxieties and overcoming fears. Oh my gosh. Sonny just stretched and he almost knocked over the light. You would have seen a light go crashing down. Oh God. Okay. I'm glad this is the last story. Crisis averted. Okay, with Mercury retrograde, you just never know, guys. It could happen. Um, So 9 of swords in the reverse, yeah, they overcame this anxiety. Um, but this does talk about how at one time there was a lot of nervousness between the two of them, which I think is typical of like any new relationship, especially when two people really like each other and things are going well. It's like, okay, I really want things to work out. Also, with the two of them, I mean, it's got to be more complex and stressful when everybody's talking about your relationship, one thing happens and the tabloids are talking about everything. There's photos of you when you go out on a date. Ex-girlfriends are coming out of the woodwork, giving interviews. And like, I mean, I think there's a lot of stress that comes with that of like wanting to be sure that this new person in your life that you like and really like want to like you, just wanting to be sure that like you're doing things right. So I think that there was a time where there was a lot of this energy. But again, 9 of swords is like real things. So I think there were real things that were stressful. Also, coordinating schedules, money, getting a house where and he got a house in Kansas City where she could come and there would be security. So this is saying that they've overcome a lot in a short amount of time, which I really like that. Any anxieties that they had, they've been able to solve those issues, which is that's great. Like that's teamwork right there. Okay. Let's see. So we got that energy. What else for Taylor and Travis? Their current energy. So they've overcome a lot of their anxieties together. Amazing. What else? Two of Cups in the reverse. Something I don't want to be in the reverse. This Two of Cups is our card of like partnership. So I want to get a clarifier on why we had Two of Cups in the reverse. Oh, I'm taking both. Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords, 2 pages. This is very bizarre. Page of Pentacles is a fresh start with finances. Page of Swords is an immature person. And when we haven't done a reading on them in a while. When we did a reading on them, when there was all that drama about Travis's publicist, we were getting Page of Swords a lot. Immature people, Two of Cups in the reverse. Okay, you guys, bear with me. This is going to sound really weird, but this is what's coming out in the reading. If they have any issues, we'll do a past, present, future reading on this, just to like, ground the energy and see what the story is going to be. But I would say there's also an energy around them of a few relationship struggles right now, like just some conflict, nothing too crazy because we still have the Two of Cups. So this is a partnership still, but in the reverse, it's talking about some blockages in the partnership. And again, they're figuring it out, right? They're still in a stage where you got to learn to compromise. You got to figure each other out. It's not going to be perfect, rainbows and butterflies every single day of a relationship once you get into a serious connection with somebody. But there's some stuff going on. I would say though, this isn't really them doing this to each other. It's more about people around them. Page of Pentacles. There's someone immature around them who's very money motivated. There's also someone immature around them who is willing to put their foot in their mouth. Again, this was the energy we got of the publicist. This is somebody who's kind of like ruthless in wanting to get what they want. So they really do have to be careful about the people around them so that those people aren't able to create situations that cause conflict that then starts to come between them, basically. It's not I'm not getting that there's like an issue between the two of them. Like when they're by themselves, I think things go really smoothly because I think they're very compatible, like their personalities. Like they were able to overcome all these little obstacles and things. Like I think they work well together, but I also think that both of them have a lot of people around them. And specifically, I think a lot of like Taylor's camp, there are people, and she's talked about she has to be like very careful with who's in her circle. But there are people who are motivated by different things. Okay, let's do past, present, future. That's a lot. Oh my God. I need a little sip of my tarot tea. Yeah, it couldn't be me. I would have like a mental breakdown. like someone just like taking your picture all the time, like speculating about everything, wondering what's true, what's not. People come out of the woodwork, like that someone that you're with has dated. I mean, just it's like a lot of stress, but I guess you get used to it. I don't know. That's wild. So let's do past, present, future for Taylor and Travis. So in the past, what was their energy? This is like the past 6 months. The Hierophant in the upright. Okay, remember earlier, guys, when I said about who was I reading in the beginning? Oh, Brad and Angelina. What like drew them together? I think it was them, right? What drew them together? It was the Hierophant in the reverse, which is a karmic relationship. In the upright, this is like a positive card that indicates marriage and it also can indicate like a destined positive partnership, someone that you're meant to be with, someone that you're going to learn lessons together in this life. Really beautiful. I love it. It's giving North Node energy, like moving towards the positive in your life. which I believe they're the same North Node in Aquarius. Okay, so very good. Yes, they were drawn together because it was like destined, it was like meant to be. Love it. That was the past. Okay. God just says I can't imagine the pressure, right? Like you want to think that you'd be able to like overcome it, but that would be really stressful. Like everything you do, like you'd have to be really careful not to start to become like paranoid and like overthink everything. It'd be tough. Okay. But I guess you just buy like a house like somewhere remote. Like, doesn't Taylor have like an island? Listen, we'd find ways to cope, wouldn't we? Like, I'd be good. Just go to my island. Um, weren't they supposedly going to get engaged this summer? Yes, Gigi, that was what the cards were saying. Yes, still standing by that. So let's see if it comes to fruition. Okay. So that was the past. What about the present? What is the present state of Taylor and Travis's connection? How do they feel about each other? What's the overall energy between them right now? The moon reversed. Okay. I like oop, I like this. So the moon card in the upright, that would have been upsetting because that would talk about illusions and the moon is all about our feelings and our emotions. If we think about the moon in our birth charts, it's like our truest feelings. It can also be associated with like the mother, how we were nurtured, the kind of mother that we could be someday, or maybe the way that we act when we're mothering others. It's very deep though. It's like a very deep part of your emotional nature. So when we have this card in the upright, it talks about like deep hidden feelings, things that could be secrets, just it's illusions. Like it's kind of I really don't like that when it comes to a relationship reading. In reverse, this talks about the opposite of that. Um, it means that you've been able to show your true heart, your true emotional nature to someone else. You've been able to overcome like the feeling of illusion. A lot of people they can get close to each other without fully knowing one another. Maybe like they get close but they stop. They don't ever really experience true like emotional intimacy with the other person. Um in the reverse, this is like the opposite of that. This is true connection and clarity, being able to communicate your emotions, feel seen and heard. There are no illusions here in the present. That is really amazing and beautiful, especially coupled with the Hierophant card in the upright. Wow. This is so beautiful, you guys. This is two people who are learning about themselves as they learn about one another. I just got goosebumps. Confirmation, it's very positive. I always get such positive cards. And these cards are actually more spiritual and deep than the other cards that I've gotten in the past, which makes sense if they are on track to get engaged. This is like soul connection energy. Okay, I love that. What's next for Taylor and Travis in the future? Oh my gosh, guys, this is very sweet. I really love this. I love that we're getting like spiritual, emotional cards. Beautiful. Okay, what about the future for them? Let's say this is the next 6 months. Knight of Wands. So this is moving forward passionately. Okay, let's get a clarifier. Wands are always passion. Knights are like energetic. I mean, this is like a very passionate energy, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. What else? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. There could be some discussions about money, about finances, which again, that happens as you start to plan a future with someone. I think both. It's funny. Also, this Knight of Wands. Both are very headstrong and like sure of themselves and sure of like what it is that they want in life. They're both very passionate about what they want to do, where they want to go. And sometimes, there's compromise that has to happen. So, 10 of Pentacles in reverse talks about needing to find. Sorry, guys. Needing to find compromise when it comes to money. And that can be sorry. He's a husky. He likes to dig a perfect spot to sleep. We're almost done. Let me finish the Taylor Travis tea. Okay, this is like compromises about money, finances, and that can be extremely complicated, right? Especially when you're needing to figure things out. Um, Gata prenup talks. Oh my gosh, Gata, you're a freaking genius. Absolutely. Gotcha, absolutely. Oh my god, thank God you're here. This is why it's a joint effort. Knight of Wands, moving passionately forward, moving forward quickly, and needing to figure out money stuff, that would totally be prenup energy. Because it's like in order to move forward like that with passion, it's like, okay, well, let's make a plan. Let's God. Okay, gotcha. Yes, I totally think that's what it is. Sage Moon says, "Oh, I get the feeling that they don't want secrets between each other." I do too. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Yeah, it's like the moon reverse, like no illusions, no secrets, truly like someone that is your best friend that you can be completely yourself with. I love that so much. Gigi says, ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 gata for 1,000 points. Yeah, leading with the wands finally. Gigi, yeah, finally someone leading with some freaking wands. I mean, yeah, a lot of these energies were like very even honestly, I thought that, like, we would see more wands when we did the Kristin Cavallari and Mark Estes reading. I really thought that, like, there would be wands coming from her, obviously, but also from him. I really don't have a good feeling about that. Even though we did get, like, some Six of Cups energy in the beginning of, like, feeling like this is a great partnership. But if you think about it, you can feel like a great partnership with someone, because you're like, "This could be a good business partnership." You know what I mean? That can play out a million ways. I don't know. I still stand by that reading that I don't think it's gonna last. But okay, bedtime. Thanks for it. This was great. Penny, it's bedtime for all of us. Yes. Thank you for being here. I love you so much, Penny. This was really fun. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna leave it there because I think prenup talks in the future, that's a good one. And I also think, Penny, when you're right, you're right. We need to go to bed. Tomorrow is a big day. We've got the eclipse energy. If you guys want to join me, if you're able to do that, if not, you can always watch it later. But I will be doing a live stream at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time before the eclipse like kicks off. And I'm going to be talking about how to manifest with the energies. And you guys know I love that Jan Spiller book that's all about manifesting with each new moon. So I'm going to talk about like the key points from that book about manifesting with the new moon in Aries and the eclipse energy. I'm also going to pull some tarot cards for people who are watching. So it'll be fun, just like a little hangout to get the energy going in the right direction for us all. But this was so much fun. Thank you guys for being here. Penny, you wrote, see you tomorrow, LY at 11 p.m. That is, I love, oh my God, I love it. The angels, you know, that's our angel number. So meant to be. That's just confirmation. It's going to bring in good stuff for all of us. Great way to end tonight's session, isn't it, though? This was good. Got to thank you for that request. That was your idea, and I appreciate that. You helped us end on the positivity. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sage Moon. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Leora, if you're still in here. Thank you, Melissa. You guys are all so amazing. This was really fun. Great way to end the weekend and get excited for a new week kicked off by a new moon solar eclipse. What more could we want? This is going to be a fresh energy. So let's all get some rest and get excited about all the new things coming in. All right, guys. I love you. Sweet dreams.